Welcome, friends. As a gamer, when hunger inevitably strikes, do you gather your carefully chosen ingredients to create a culinary masterpiece? Or do you stuff anything remotely edible into a microwave and hope it doesn't kill you? A great man once said that cooking is the aggravation between hunger and eating. I was that great man, but I'm also an idiot. To help with pressing questions like these, we can as always turn to retro gaming for the answers. Here I present Burger Time, an arcade culinary experience that's so fury-inducingly difficult you'll forget you were even hungry at all. Burger Time was thrusted into arcade shortly after the 1812 Overture and was the byproduct of a consortium of game developers with the aim to further decrease arcade attendance by making their games as difficult as humanly possible. The difficulty level applied by this devilish cabal allowed Burger Time to achieve a record revenue to hour ratio only previously seen by career criminals. Due to the machines receiving much less wear and tear from their users, cheaper components were used in their construction, and the last machines produced were typically forged out of cardboard, crepe paper, PVA glue, and were solar powered. Our game begins with our plucky, productive, perfectionist protagonist Peter Pepper pushing perfectly prepared patties perpetually, potentially. Or simply put, Peter Pepper is presented with the task of preparing hamburgers for his hungry customers until further notice, or most likely when he gets quickly and brutally murdered by any number of Mr. Eggs, Mr. Sausages, or Mr. Pickles marauding about the levels. The story of Peter Pepper is a long and troubling tale of a man driven to madness for his culinary art. From a young age, Peter Pepper worked tirelessly to become a world-renowned chef, and whilst he is best known for his cow-disc constructed foodstuffs, he made it his life's work to prepare the best and most unique circular creature comestibles on the planet. However, many restaurants were hesitant to accommodate the demands of a head chef that required several kitchens to be spread out by anything up to 12 stories, with only the occasional ladder connecting the floors together. Outside of the unusual demand for several 3-metre wide plates, more alarming to any prospective employers was the way Peter Pepper would construct his product. With only a few shakes from a pot of pepper to protect himself, Peter would go to extraordinary lengths to prepare the product to his exacting standards by trampling on the halves of the bun, the lettuce, and the bull frisbees until they dropped all the way down to the plate situated in the basement of the building. The strain of his work became apparent as Peter Pepper suffered from chronic hallucinations. He would often scream and shout about Mr. Egg, Mr. Sausage, and Mr. Pickle that were out to get him. The pepper only stuns them. My only ways of defeating them is to get them to fall with the burger pots, or to be crushed by them. But they return. Forever they return. They mock me, for they know there is no escape. They are infinite. The orders are infinite. I am but one man. I am alone. For the restaurants that could accommodate such a talented yet tragic figure, they experienced some of the greatest culinary success ever witnessed. They even managed to turn a blind eye to Peter when he insisted that a special blend of pepper was cultivated from ice cream or cups of coffee. However, this peak in Peter's life would falter as he succumbed to the pressure of producing such a delicacy in vast quantities. So it was understandable that Peter Pepper's standards continued to slip further and further by the day. When the going was good, the food he produced was exquisite. However, the typical customer experience Peter provided in his later years was a shock to all but the most hardened stomachs. As a man teetering on the brink of insanity, he became impervious to criticism and took any slight against his efforts shockingly poorly. He had a response prepared for every eventuality, no matter how maniacal they became. "Oh, chef, this burger is flat enough to look like something a McDonald's employee parked their car on." "You ignorant fool, it's well proportioned." "Oh, chef, there are some footprints on this customer's burger." "Nonsense! They are Nike-sponsored grill marks." Throughout this time, Peter's employers showed great patience for their auteur culinary genius. However, this would continue to erode over time. Chef, this burger is horrendously spiced and nearly black with pepper." "You fool, it's delicately seasoned." "Oh, chef, this burger is raw enough to jump off the plate and join its friends in the field." "My customers are Philistines. The protein is red, bold and cooked to perfection. Now take it back to them. The cracks in Peter's career were growing. Patience was waning. Sympathy was draining. His cascade into the abyss was accelerating. His customers began to thin out and become weary of his temper. The final curtain was fast approaching. Chef, this burger is covered in smashed up fried eggs, sausages and dozens of pickles. It's garnish! Now get out! Oh, do I have to speak to him? He's clearly bloody insane. Chef, this plate came out empty. There's no burger on it at all. Open your eyes, you imbecile! It is there, and it is my lightest and most airy, ethereal and delicate creation yet. Now get out! Twice! The final straw had been broken, tempers frayed, patience evaporated, and sympathy dissolved. It was late in 1983 when Peter was finally ordered to vacate his position with immediate effect. To his former admirers, it was a tragic end to the stratospheric career of the world's foremost culinary artist. Peter Pepper never recovered from his dismissal, and after many years of failed comebacks, he became a recluse, and he has not been seen since. It is feared that he is no longer with us. During his best years, Peter Pepper gave us culinary art of the likes not seen before, and we can continue to remind ourselves of this talented yet tragic soul by playing his game and enjoying his escapades, knowing that as recently as this year, his iconic game appeared on the Evercade console and is set to continue his legacy for many years to come. Thank you, Peter. We will never forget you. Allow us to continue in our quiet reflection as we come to my final verdict. This game has spent decades in the public light and is enjoyed by countless millions to this day. Peter Pepper will always be remembered as the giver of talent, fun and humanity. My final verdict is a humble one. A loving epitaph to Peter Pepper. And 14 English breakfasts, 3 jars of pickles, 6 pallets of chips and a Lord Sugar style "you're fired" out of 10. Thank you for listening to my latest diatribe. If you enjoyed what you heard, try an experiment out. Hit the subscribe button and see what happens. Go on, I dare you. Until next time, goodbye friends.